All right, everyone, welcome back to another stream. Was not able to stream on Thursday or yesterday before the game started. I got caught up out of the city yesterday, so was not able to stream. Still entered, still played some tournaments. We'll kind of go over the Monday slate from last week, Thursday slate, and then yesterday, and then we will go over some lineups for today. So we did have last week, starting Monday with the showdown. I'm trying to figure out how we can pull this up. So there's showdown captain. So yeah, this would have been the Monday slate. Basically, we had lost the 1v1 that I was talking about last week with Isaiah Pacheco versus JCM. This was Thursday's slate. Let's pull this up. So basically, and we had lost that 1v1. I think when it came down to it, you check the ownerships. Krosky Merritt was owned at 13%. And then if we check anybody above the cash line, a bunch of people played this one. Big train here. Pacheco was played at 61%. So I mean, really, that's a bet that I'm willing to make. I don't feel any real degree of confidence that, I think Pacheco in the 61% ownership, scoring 5.8 points, was a much worse play than playing JCM, who was at 13% ownership and scored 2 points less, and that was kind of the difference between getting paid and losing. So there was that one. We did have a much better showing on the Thursday night slate. Did not play too much of that game, but we were profitable in the Dolphins and Ravens game. And then if we filter this back to just yesterday, we did lose in head-to-heads. We did $32 of entry. We lost 23. I can pull those up. Basically, I 1v1'd off the optimal. Who played the optimal? I believe this guy played the optimal here. This on the right. I played this on the left. Basically, I pivoted off of Arroyo for more. I still feel pretty good about that decision. Arroyo, who only had 2 targets, and he just happened to catch a touchdown on one of them. The Commanders were trailing the whole game. Like, immediately they were trailing. Multiple scores in the first quarter they were trailing. And they threw the ball 22 times. So, Chris Moore didn't see a single target. Granted, even if he saw 3, 4, 5 targets, he still may not have hit 10 points. But I think in a vacuum, pre-lock, before the slate, if you had told me Commanders are going to go down 2 scores early, within the first quarter, you have to choose between Arroyo and Chris Moore, I would have chosen Arroyo. But that's just how it goes sometimes. So, but we did have a really good day playing head-to-head classic for the main slate. I think I just felt like we had kind of really crushed where we were at, made a lot of good reads. ROI, I can show the lineup that we played. I feel like this is a really strong lineup. Pop open the history. Yeah, we played exclusively head-to-heads. Let's see somebody who played the optimal just so we could show the 1v1 off of it. I think Avery Bradley played the optimal. Yeah, so like an hour, 2 hours before lock, this was the ETR optimal that they were spitting out on the right here. Rashee Rice, Jamar Chase, Juwan Jennings, Theo Johnson. This is what I did on the left. I mean, basically the standard locks were Dart, McCaffrey, Monangai, Tracy with Jamar Chase. I think that was pretty standard everywhere. What I had decided to do was pay up from Rice to Puka for 900, pay down from Jennings to Washington, and then pretty much whatever fit in was down from 3-0 to Juwan, and then up from Giants to Falcons. Basically, my thought here was I like Puka versus New Orleans. I just like that spot better. I felt that Parker Washington was in a better spot to get targets than Juwan, just kind of considering the game script. I did not want to play 2 49ers. If you're asking McCaffrey to smash, if McCaffrey's going to mega smash like he did, there really might not be room for the other guys. And Juwan didn't really have a great game. He just found the end zone. And we didn't even need Parker Washington to catch the end zone. He just got there on volume after Brian Thomas went down. So, yeah, this 3v3, but really 4v4, right? I mean, not much of a discrepancy between Falcons and Giants. Juwan, Parker, Puka versus Rashee, Juwan, Theo. I'm always going to lean on the side that gets me the better player, and that was getting to Puka over Rashee Rice. So, felt pretty good there. I went like 10, 3-3 in head-to-heads on the main slate, so I did feel pretty good about that. Just entering all of these here. So, yep, yesterday was did about 106 in entry fees, turned about 4. The late slate was not great to us. Stuff that I just felt like entering and all that, so. Hoping today we can get back in the green. And we can talk today now going forward about tonight's slate with the Cardinals and the Cowboys. So, I was playing around earlier with some of the lineups. These are kind of the 4 that I got to. These ones are all simming really well. We can run another sim just to see if that's still about where we're at. So slightly less. I've gone down a little bit. We can rerun the optimizer here and just see what it spits out us, and we can sim these top 25. See if anything really jumps out, if anything has changed. But this is the optimal right here that ETR is spitting out. Turpin, Lamb, Dak, Javonte, Jacoby with Bam Knight. This is the other one that I'm considering. This Javonte lineup. And then I have two Bam Knight captains. I'd like to see the captains. Both of these are ones that I currently have. Although this one is a 4. A 2-4, I should say. And I believe this one I actually do. Maybe I don't have any of these. Do I have Jaden Blue? Yeah, okay, I don't have any of these. Which is interesting. But I think the ones that I have I like better. 101.47. Really simming a half point worse than these two, but I like the ones that I have a little better. So we did generate 20. Getting a Michael Wilson lineup. Let's select none. We'll just add these two. Let's do 100. And let's optimize and see if anything outside of those top 25 that we generated earlier is spitting out anything crazy at us. But yeah, mainly my thought is I'm debating going back and forth on this. Quarterbacks are a lock. It just depends on what we want to do with the other 4 positions. Just want to see what Cade Cunningham has been up to. Cade's been cooking. All right. All right, these are all done. That's good. We can sim this. Select the 24 after. All right, so the ones that we just ran are not simming as good. This is interesting. This is the CeeDee Lamb lineup coming in here. So that's CD in captain with no Javonte. Select none. Let's scroll down to lineup 26. Select the 24. Now this is an interesting lineup here. I like the look of this one. Turpin, Dak, Javonte, Pickens with Brissett and McBride. Kind of ignoring the running backs, hoping that this is like just a mega shootout game. That's interesting. That's a... Yeah, some of these are simming very well. Let's do the next block. 275. Another one here, CeeDee Lamb with Michael Carter. So it's these highest sitting lineups are all pushing towards CD, which just really tells me that you kind of have to have CD in your lineup. And I know that the lineups that I was considering, would you play Zay and Michael Wilson together? I think so. I mean, for tournaments, I think no, and I don't think either of them are really in the cash consideration. I think Michael Wilson is in the cash consideration, just because he's the cheaper of the two, if I recall correctly. Yeah, Michael Wilson is the cheaper of the two. He's in the cash consideration just because you can put him in at captain and then kind of jam in all the expensive guys, which is what this lineup is here. You put in Wilson as the captain, and then go Dak, Javonte, McBride, Brissett, Bam Knight. But I think that Zay Jones's price is probably a little prohibitive, especially just looking at the projections. Like Michael Carter's like 2.5 points clear at an $800 reduction. Same thing with even like Turpin. You know, you're getting a $2,000, almost $2,500 discount for, you know, point and a half more projection. We can test that, and we can sim. We can do Zay Jones and Michael Wilson together. Let's just take the top 25 and see. Do you have either of them? Do you want to play one of them at captain? Because we can try putting them in at captain and see. So this is the top 25 lineups, highest projected. We can sim these and see if anything comes out. So you're getting some decently simming lineups. Definitely some pretty bad ones at the bottom here. But yeah, I guess it makes sense, right? Like if you want to play Zay and Michael Wilson, you probably are really going to want Brissett as the captain, and I think that's showing that. What are we at here with Brissett captain ownership? Like 28% is what it's showing here. Still getting decent ROI from Brissett. But yeah, it's getting them 28% of the time in captain. So, I think kind of just based on what the optimizer is telling me here, right? Like we know for sure Dak and Brissett are locked into the lineup. And we just sim this 100% of the 100 lineups. We're going to be seeing a ton of CeeDee Lamb, I think. I mean, he's projected for just over a point. So if we just show captain, obviously Javonte is projected a little bit higher in terms of like being optimal. He's hitting 43% of the time, with the field being projected at 32%. CD even with the Y. These are the two lineups that I'm really between. the one with Javonte at captain, with CD, but I just don't love this idea of having Turpin and Wilson. I don't know if any of these other ones are really in the consideration. I do like this one. I want to resim these. Let's save these. So this is actually simming the word. So, and the reason that I think this Michael Wilson lineup is simming the best is because you're pulling the leverage lever. Yeah, I'm so torn on these top three. I don't think these ones are, any of them are like really in the discussion. It's getting us to a ton of Michael Wilson. If we just pull up the establish the run. Love checking the O-line, D-line mismatch, and I love checking the DVP. The running backs and Cowboys are inflating everyone, essentially. Where are we at down here? Pretty similarly ranked, right? 21st O-line going versus the 29th D-line, 18th D-line versus 18th O-line. So probably not much of an impact there. So it's so tough to know because we know that Dak and Brissett are in every lineup. So it's like, do we like Bam Knight? I think I'm always just going to like take a starting running back over a wide receiver too. And Michael Wilson would be the fourth option on the Cardinals. I just don't love this idea of betting on having Wilson and Turpin together because I think like you're hoping, okay, you're going to get 4 to 5 targets for Wilson and then another 4 to 5 targets for versus like getting in Bam Knight who's going to like get like 15 touches. I think really my only other consideration I think it's very obvious the Sims are telling us that we need CD tonight. So I'm going to take this Pickens lineup out. Same thing here. We have no CD. So I'm going to take this lineup out. Now this is a 4-2 Cardinals. All these other ones are 4-2 Cowboys, this being a 3-3. I think I'm just very intent on getting Williams and CD together. So it's going to be one of these two lineups. And I think I strongly lean to getting CD and Javonte with Bam Knight over Michael Wilson in the flex. We do have to play Javonte Turpin in the captain. But I think the interesting thing is we also have this other this other avenue of hitting with Turpin is special teams. I mean, he had 5 targets last week and only, got 1 catch for -2 yards out of it, but I think he runs a pretty large amount of routes, if I recall correctly, from the was it in the write-up, showdown breakdown? Running around 43% of dropbacks the last 2 weeks. Cavante Turpin will serve as the team's primary wide receiver 3, operating mostly out of the slot, where he's run 83% of his routes with Lamb healthy. So scheme touches. Now, what do they say about Zay Jones? Wide receiver 2, he runs around 82% of the dropbacks, 11% target share. That leaves Zay Jones. He's the wide receiver 3. He runs 62% of the dropbacks. And then you have this Elijah Higgins thing, which his route share has just been going up, all up to 43%. So I think the question is like, who is he eating into? Zay Jones? Is it Michael Wilson? Yeah, so I think I'm pretty much set here. I think I'm gonna rock with this one. I think people in cash are probably gonna be a little afraid of playing Turpin in the captain. I don't know. It's so tricky. I just want to be able to get the best plays in. So is there a way that we could do like Brissett captain? What can we get with Brissett captain? Okay, all right. Never mind. Ignore that. We can't do much. So we're locked in with Brissett. We know we want to do Javonte. We want to do Lamb. We want to do Dak. We have 10K to do it. I almost feel like Brandon Aubrey's a better captain than oh no, now that's too much. We're doing too much there. We're missing out on a Cardinal. I don't want to do a 5-1. Who's under Aubrey that we could get to? It's really just Tolbert. That's the next kind of. Oh, I'm sorry, not Tolbert. Turpin at 9. Wilson is projected for 11, but he's $1,800 more. Michael Carter would be projected for 12. He's $3,600 more. Yeah, he can find the end zone if he can go 3 catches for 40 yards or something. I think that's going to be enough to do it. So, yeah, I think what we're going to do is let's pull up DraftKings. Let's fire this bad boy off into a couple Actually, let's just upload the lineup first. It's probably just easier. Yeah, I hate just playing the ETR straight optimal, but it worked last night, so we'll rip it tonight. I think it's the best lineup. Last week I didn't think that Pacheco. Cool. Upload there. Let's get these head-to-head streets. So there's a couple of guys that I know that we're not playing the optimal. No, Shawners was not. Let's go over Xavier Bradley. Ken Neal. Played him yesterday. He did not play the optimal. This guy did not play the optimal last week. Trying to find some guys with some one-offs in here. Those are the guys you want to target. Timmy Tebow. GTO 707. See if there's anybody in these head-to-head $10 that only have single entries here. Oh, okay. So that's what those mean. We just stay in the $5 head-to-heads, and then we can do some double up contests. Cut. Play him. All right. And then let's check the tournaments. Oh, 50-50 is double ups, I should say. $10 max. An entry in here. $5 one with the same sized. One in there. Just rip one in there. Cool. And while we're at it, we could do there any like $2 double ups that we can do? All right, let's enter twice in there. This is almost done simming. What's a good $1 lotto? First down, sure. Let's just grab above 200. Nothing simming amazingly. Slightly better. I mean, okay, let's just try to hand build one then. If this is the case here, let's do. So CD is gonna be the most expensive. Like McBride. We did like Jacoby, Marv, Bam. Get Turpin in, and who can we fit? 10-5. Javante, let's sim this. Doesn't need to be that big of a field. We just do it in front of 5,000 person. 133. So solid lineup. Man, McBride is like feels like he's just kind of in a Giga Smash spot. All right, what if we, to save some cost, what if we went Bam in the captain with McBride, with Brissett, with Marv, with CD, Turpin? No. Yeah, all right. I don't think I have enough time or like have a really good feel on this slate to put together a simming lineup that like really strong, just because I feel like some of these are Like this one was kind of what I was trying to get to. Anyway, let's just do another 10 in head-to-heads. See if we can pick off some more single entry guys. D Money NHB. Get loose. Let's rip it, brother. And we might as well just enter this in like some 25-cent tournaments here. We can enter multiple times, sure. Well, it's tournaments, so. All right, so that's what we're rocking with tonight. We got how much in entry fees for cash tonight? It's easier to check on my phone, otherwise I don't show it to you online. Six. I think that's where we're going to leave it for today. Hoping to get in the green, win some money, win these head-to-heads, win these double-ups, and then we'll be back. Hopefully in the green a little richer, and then we can